everyone, welcome back to my channel, Nat Reads. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my July TBR. In the month of July, I do not have my summer classes anymore. Most of my piano students are on vacation, and so I have a lot of extra time outside my other job and practicing. So I have a little bit of extra time this month, and so I'm hoping that I can get a lot of reading done. So I've got 6 books that I want to try to read this month. My local library finally opened up for curbside pickup, which is just made my week since I can finally not have to buy books. I ran out of things to read or things that I wanted to read, and I don't have like an e-reader or an iPad or anything, so I couldn't even read. Like I did actually read a book on my phone, but it was kind of a hassle. So we're not doing that anymore. These are the books that I want to read. Some of them are library books and some of them I own. The first book on my TBR is The Vegetarian by Han Kang. So this is a Korean horror book about a woman who goes insane after she has a horrific dream about like blood and gore, and it turns her vegetarian, and it's just kind of about her kind of spiraling into bizarre insanity. I am becoming like a big fan of, I guess I would call it East Asian horror, because I read the Ring series by Koji Suzuki, and I kind of fell in love with it. Like, it was so creepy in a not super like slasher way, but I really like these like more psychological horror things where it's like just like weird. I am already about halfway through this actually, but I'm really enjoying it. The next book that I got from the library is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. This is a book about a guy named Malik, and his sister is abducted by a spirit. And so in order to get her back, he has to make a deal to kill the princess of this kingdom. I'm really looking forward to this book. It does, from what it says in the flap, it says in the last paragraph, he and Corinna are set on a heart-pounding course to destroy each other, but as attraction flares between them and ancient evils stir, will they be able to see their tasks to the death? So it sounds like there might be an enemies to lovers trope, which if you guys watched my tier ranking video, I told you guys that enemies to lovers or friends to lovers or anything like that is like my favorite trope, especially in YA. I just think it's so cute. So I'm so excited for this book. Yeah, that is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. I requested this book in like May, and it finally came. So this is Slay by Brittany Morris, and it is a book about a girl who is playing this video game where she and other black people can kind of roleplay together. And then something happens where I think someone is hurt. The game gets traction and people start labeling it like racist because it's like so exclusive. And so it is about this girl, Kira, who is trying to save her game. I have heard that it has themes of racism and anti-blackness and how one girl navigates being black in a world where she's criminalized by her game. So I think that it is really interesting. One of my favorite book like genres is actually video games, even though I don't play video games whatsoever. Like, I literally lose in Mario Kart against like all computer players. So even though I personally cannot do gaming at all, I really like books that surround around video games and like virtual reality and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to Slay by Brittany Morris. The next book on my TBR is The Likeness by Tana French. This is a mystery thriller about a detective who is called to a murder mystery by another detective, and she discovers that the victim looks a lot like her. That's about all I really know about it. I don't like to go into like the flaps of thrillers too much because I don't want to really get anything spoiled or, you know, hinted at me before I actually read the book. So she's thick. I have heard that this one is really good, and I have never actually read a Tana French novel, even though I've heard that she is a really well-known thriller writers, so I'm hoping that this is a good one to start with. The 5th book on my July TBR is 1984 by George Orwell. This is another one that I've partly read. I think I've gotten through like the first few chapters, but it's been a while. I think most people have heard of 1984. It is a dystopian book about the government listening in on people. I have read Animal Farm by George Orwell and I really liked it, and I've heard that this one is actually not as good, but I want to try it for myself and see what I think. So hopefully it's not too bad and will not get me stuck in a reading slump. Either way, I want to finish it because it's been on my shelf forever, and my goal this year is to try to read through all of the books on my shelf that have been sitting there for at least 2 years, and this is one of them. The last book on my TBR is another YA book. It is a historical fiction genre though, Wolf by Wolf by Ryan Grudden. I have actually not heard a lot about this book, at least on BookTube I haven't heard it talked about a lot. Again, this is another book that I'm trying to get through because it's been on my shelf for probably 2 or 3 years at this point. So in this book, the Third Reich and Imperial Japan won the Second World War, and now they kind of rule the earth, and there is a former death camp prisoner who obviously wants to kill Hitler, and so she participates in this motorcycle race that the governments put on across continents, and whoever wins gets to meet Hitler, and so she wants to obviously kill Hitler. She embarks on this motorcycle ride. I do not read a ton of historical fiction, but I do like the genre a lot, so hopefully I will like this one. I will just kind of see what we think. But I'm all for killing Nazis, so I hopefully there's a lot of that in this book. So those are the books that I want to read for the month of July. I will also hopefully be participating in the Reading Rush readathon. I've never done a readathon before, but this one seemed like a pretty good one to start since it's a week long and it's pretty open. You can read as many books as you want. It's not like in a specific genre, which never seems to work for me because I read all sorts of different books in my reading. I mean, I kind of, like, obviously I have a TBR and I try to follow it, but if I don't like a book, I just don't read it. So sometimes like these themed readathons just seem really unappealing to me, but the Reading Rush seems pretty open, so hopefully I like it. I will be doing a different video though of my Reading Rush TBR because hopefully I will finish these books, at least get most of them done before then, and then I can maybe add a couple more books to follow the challenges for the Reading Rush. So I will be doing a Reading Rush TBR when it gets closer to the actual readathon. Or maybe I will vlog the readathon and I will just be in that video. I'm not really sure yet. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what a book on your TBR is. I would love to hear and kind of chat about that. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I will link those below. And I hope to see you guys again on my channel. So have a great day and I'll see you later. Bye!